Hey everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to our shop. Hopefully you enjoy what we're doing here, and maybe along the way we can all learn stuff as we go through and try to rebuild some classic cars, and we all have a little bit of fun on the way. Hope you enjoy. Haven't done anything on this car for a little bit. Mainly it's just been getting wet sanded. We let the paint cure on it, and now it's in the process of being wet sanded, and really there's not much videoing to do on it, but just kind of doing a little bit of an update. And then so this is in at Dad's, and it's just getting worked on kind of on the sidelines a little bit. Like I said, there's no way to really, you don't want to see a couple old guys just wet sanding on a car, but this is the process and what it's going through now. There's a couple spots we got to work on yet, but no paint job's perfect either. But anyway, I'm going to go back out to my place and start welding in floors. I've got this one welded in. That one's setting in place. I still have to cut those out. You can see the holes there. Getting ready to weld this one in. And what I did was took and ground this down and then put weld through primer down. I did the same thing on the back side of this. That should fit in there just like that. Boy, that's a heck of a gap there, isn't it? Thinking I need to notch this just a little bit. That'll allow this to go in a little better. Man, that's a heck of a gap. I know that I'm working with something a little different here than what I'm used to, but this is weird. I don't understand why they just don't sell complete floor patch panels. And maybe they do. I don't know. This is just weird looking to me. Trying to get all this stuff to fit. The way it's supposed to. Man, there's a heck of a gap there. It keeps wanting to bind on this. Well, through primer. All right, should stay now. How's that? That looks like it's tacked. Not penetrating very well though. That stupid weld-through primer crap. Okay, in the process of doing this car, we've ran into some problems. For one, I got to figure out where to drill the holes for the seat brace before I even cut this out. That's what this is. And it sits underneath like this, I believe. I think that's how that sits. I got to look at it more. So what I'm thinking here, before I cut this out, trying to figure out what's the best spot to measure from. Well, that looks pretty good. I like that. Why couldn't I just cut that out and match my holes up? This is kind of the worst part about doing a car that somebody else has started. Let's look underneath here to see what the heck's going on. Okay, so looking at this, first thing I would think is that these here would be spot welded, but this is not spot welded at all. There's bolts that come down through up here and here, and then there's a brace that goes under here. And I'm going to have to figure that one out. I think I have all these braces, but this needs to be welded into the car. All these body mounts have been taken off this car at some point. For some reason. Okay, I need to make documentation where this piece goes here. And it looks like center to center, they're 8.5. And 11 5/8. think I'm only going to cut this floor back to here. I don't know why I need to cut it any further than that. At least that piece. I need to make a rocker panel piece for this also. I'm going to write this down in my notes. This piece goes there. I believe like that. I'm not sure if it goes like that or like that. Well, spiders. Guess is it goes like that, but underneath. All right, there's a butt scoot in here because Dad put it in here. A shifter because I was trying to figure out how I'm going to mount all that stuff. But the floors are getting pretty much welded in. I'm made this piece. There is no floor bracing yet, so they're kind of Coke canning on me. So that's what that noise is. But I'm trying to make this piece here to fit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spot weld this in, start hammering it in, and then I got another piece. He's going right there. But I'm going to spot this here and then just start kind of working it in there. All right, got that all made and welded in. It looks not the best, but it's just the floor. I'm probably going to end up having to do the same thing over there. But pretty much these floors are all welded in. And it's ready to I'm ready to paint the floors. They're even sanded for the most part. There's some pretty good rust, surface rust, but that rust encapsulator should take care of all that. Yeah, there's a little bit of spots down here that you can see some daylight. That's going to have to be fixed on this side too. I don't think it's quite as bad as the other side. But if I was going to do this car, you know, obviously when we bought it, it had a lot of these parts. There was a what I believe was an older gentleman that was starting to restore this car. And he did some really good work. If you look, this floor has all been redone for the most part. And all of his welds are all ground down and look really good. But he passed away. And I'm guessing that when he bought these parts for this car, these patch panels, they probably did not make a complete floor. So a complete floor would come with your braces and everything. I've got to weld all the braces in on the bottom of the car. So it's going to go in, get the headliner put in. We're going to bring it back. This dash has got to be painted first too, and these doors all jammed out. But we're going to bring it back. We're going to take the body off the frame, and I'm going to work on the frame while it's out. I'm going to put the engine in the frame and the transmission. So I got all that done. So all I got to do is roll it back underneath the car, and it's all done. But I'm going to tip it over, and I have to weld all those braces on myself. And that's why the floor is kind of Coke canny, is because there's none of them braces under there. Once them are under there, it won't do that anymore. But this is some really thick steel. Just that the rust on there, it's so hard to get a clean weld to it, you know. When you're working with this old metal, it's just hard to do. Okay, the floors are officially welded in and painted. Now I'm going to work on the dash. I got the dash all stripped out. Going to work on doing that, getting that painted, and then jam the doors. And then this can go get the headliner put in. Kind of happy with it. Turned out pretty good. Well, it's dark outside, and I'm going to go in and have some supper. So you all have a good day.